Grand Rising, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy $2 Sublimation Tuesday. So it's been a minute since we came on and talked about $2 Sublimation Tuesday. And I wanted to offer that to anybody who's new, but also to remind anybody who is already shopping with us that we have these $2 sublimation transfers every Tuesday for garments and also for tumbler wraps. So do me a favor, guys, as you jump on, drop that city, drop that state or that country of origin, wherever you're watching us from, let us know, drop that city and state, and we're going to get started here in a minute. So type a number 1 in the comments if you are new. If you're brand new to the platform, type in number 1, Grand Rising. Thanks for jumping on. If you're new to the platform, type in number 1. Let me get some of this light out of my eyes, man. If you're new to the platform, type in number 1. If you've been here before, welcome back. And we're going to get started here in just a minute. Not only are we going to be talking about $2 Sublimation Tuesday, which I'm printing out the order right now, but we're also going to be talking about some sublimation mystery boxes that we created. We're going to also talk about our amazing, vibrant, no bleed sublimation paper. And we're going to talk about our sublimation ink as well, and then our shirts. So today we're talking about sublimation. And if you are not doing sublimation, but you want to, maybe you are afraid of it, you don't understand it. Maybe for some reason you're saying, hey, you know what, I just can't get it. Well, I'm going to break what sublimation is down to you so you can actually understand, and hopefully you get a better grasp of it. There's also a blog that you can go to our website and read about sublimation. That's free to read. One last thing, if you guys are not connected to us, definitely make sure you go to our website. On the front page of the website, which is theblankspot.com, go to the website and make sure you subscribe to our email list. Once you subscribe to our email list, if it's your first time coming through, there's going to be a 10% coupon code that you're going to get to shop with us for the first time. So you get 10% off your first order. And what else? I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff at y'all, and I'm going to repeat some of this stuff again. Also, we're currently giving away free samples, 2 free sample sheets of our sublimation paper. You can only get 2 sheets, and you can only get it one time. So you can actually test our sublimation paper against whatever paper you're currently using. All right, because our paper is no bleed. So this is the Blank Spot. We are a Sublimation Blanks t-shirt transfer, adhesive, vinyl, and banner supplier. We're located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. And yes, if you're looking at my hoodie, this is sublimation. Now, let's talk about sublimation and what it is. So as you guys pop in and you tell me your city and your state, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Georgetta, appreciate you. Grand Rising. Let me know where you're coming in from. As you guys pop in and let me know your city and state, as you like the video, share the video, as you follow us on our social media platforms, as you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell to be notified when we go live or when we drop different videos, I'm going to explain to you about sublimation. But before I do that, I don't want to assume. Do me a favor, guys. If you're brand new to the platform, type a number 1 in the comments. If you are new to sublimation, type a number 2. So a 1 if you're new to the platform and a number 2 if you're new to sublimation. When I say new to sublimation, you've been doing it for less than a year, okay? Been doing it less than a year because there's a lot of stuff to learn about sublimation. Carson, California, thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, we're broadcasting outside of Columbia, South Carolina, all the way on the other side. So it's a little early for you over there, Georgette. Got a number 1 over here on TikTok. Anybody else that's new that wants to share? If you're new to the platform, first time, type a number 1 in the comments. In order to get more people on the live, I need you guys to share the live, and I also need you guys to like the live. That means if you're on TikTok, you see this screen moving over here on TikTok? That is me double tapping because nobody else is. Over here on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, I need you guys to take some time and share, okay? Share this video because it may not be you. It may be somebody else. So you've been sublimating for about 2 years. So Georgette, let me ask you a question if you don't mind. Since you've been sublimating for about 2 years, what type of fabrics do you use? Do you use 100% polyester? Do you use cotton poly blends? Do you do sublimation hacks? What are you doing? And we're going to talk about sublimation, what it is, and how it can actually be beneficial to your craft and or to your business, okay? So sublimation, it is an ink dye process. So you knew to everything. You ready to start your business? Well, we're ready to help you get started. We're going to talk about that as well. So I'm going to put a pin in that one and come back and let you know how we can assist you in starting your business as well, okay? So sublimation is an ink dye process. It's a science. It is an art, okay? So the way you tap, Rhonda, is you're watching me from your phone or your tablet. Hit the screen like that. Double tap it. Tap the screen, and it's going to get some likes. And that's going to get the algorithm going. So sublimation is an ink dye process. It is a science, okay? That science means that you're going to get what I just did. You're going to have a printer. First of all, you're going to have a printer, preferably a sublimation printer. But there are a lot of people who are not using sublimation printers. There are a lot of people who are using printers and they're converting them to be used as sublimation. Not an issue, not a problem. You're just going to get different colors as if you, instead of using an actual sublimation printer, the colors are different. So you take that sublimation printer, you use some sublimation paper, and you use sublimation ink. Once you have found your design, created your design, uploaded your design, and you print that design is going to print from a liquid form. That ink is going from a liquid form to that paper, okay? Once it gets to that paper, it's dried. From there, it's going to transfer from that paper to that substrate. The substrate is anything that you're going to be sublimating on. It could be a cup. It could be a bag. It could be a shirt, a hoodie. It could be some MDF. It can be a metal sign, just like this. This is sublimation. Once that happens, it's going to transfer from liquid onto the paper, dry, to a gas, through a gaseous state, gas state, to that substrate. So like I said, this is sublimation, okay? You see this? This is sublimation. So the thing about sublimation is not everybody is going to actually do true sublimation. I see Georgette, she says, do cotton poly blend. Hopefully you're using a higher polyester count. If not, you're going to get a faded look, unless that's what you're going for. So sublimation is a different process from any other t-shirt pressing process or any other crafting process, okay? So sublimation loves polyester. It loves polyester. It loves poly coating. It loves polyurethane. If it's got poly in it, it loves it. Grand Rising, Maria, thanks for jumping on. It loves it. What sublimation does not like is cotton. And some people just can't wrap their heads around the idea of why can I not sublimate directly to cotton? Well, because it's not supposed to happen. It's almost like trying to force a square peg into a triangle shape, or a triangle shape into a round peg. It's not supposed to work like that. That's why it doesn't work so easily. You have to do something. You have to make it happen, okay? And people have learned how to make it happen because big business, small business, people that are on social media, they give you what you want. If I want to put sublimation on a cotton fabric, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one of these how-to groups. I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to search, how can I destroy sublimation? I shouldn't have said that. I'm messing with y'all, right? How can I make sublimation do what I want it to do? Because sublimation is made for non-natural fabrics, non-natural surfaces. It's not made for direct to wood. It's not made for that. You have to put something on it in order for it to apply. Maybe a coating, maybe some type of vinyl, something like that. Now that's your choice if that's what you want to do. But however, when I rub my hand across my chest, I cannot feel this design. I can't feel it. Why? Because sublimation is ink dye. This is actually dyed into the polyester fabric. So when I take this off and I wash it this weekend, because this is 100% polyester, and remember, the higher the polyester count, the more vibrant it's going to look. Because this is 100% polyester, when I wash this, it's not going to wash out. However, if I actually sublimate on a cotton poly blend, For example, I'm going to use one of the lower ends. Let's say I sublimate on 50% cotton, 50% polyester. What do you guys think is going to happen? Anybody? If I sublimate on half polyester, half cotton, 50% cotton, 50% polyester, what do you guys think is going to happen? Is it going to look bright and vibrant, or is it going to look faded? It's going to look faded. Not just that, the polyester, the polyester is only going to, the polyester, the only thing is going to adhere, is the ink is going to only adhere to the polyester fibers. So that means that if I wash it, I'm going to wash out 50% of the ink. Now, some customers like that. Some people like the vintage look. There's nothing wrong with that. But just going into it, it's a great idea to know what you need to do. As a matter of fact, I just thought about this. A lot of people are pressing on 50% cotton, 50% polyester because they don't want to mess it up. Because you have a better chance of making a mess with the 100% polyester garment than you would with the 50-50. Those are facts because you got more polyester. You also want to make sure before you press your garment, you lint roll, okay? Before I press this, I'm going to wipe it off with the microfiber cloth. So people are taking shortcuts for sublimation, and that's okay. But if you want to get a true look, if you want to get a true look, go ahead and get that 100% polyester, all right? So today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. What does that mean and what does it look like? Well, I'm glad you asked. $2 Sublimation Tuesday is a great discounted deal that we put on our ready to press, ready to ship sublimation transfers. So when you go to our website, what you can do is scroll all the way down to the bottom. You're going to see a picture that says $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Now, how does that work? You're going to get 2 for 1. So every time you order one transfer, you're actually getting 2. So all you got to do is put 10 in your shopping cart. You can mix and match. So for example, the one I just printed, the person ordered 5. But if you count them out, it's going to be 10. And you're going to get those for $2. So basically, you're going to get 20 transfers for $20. Of course, plus shipping and handling. Shipping and handling taxes, okay? But that makes it to where if you see something that you like, if you're somebody who's selling garments, if you're selling t-shirts, if you got something that you want to do, then it's something great for you because you can now don't have to worry about having a lot of wear and tear on your printer. You don't have to worry about maintaining a lot of paper and a lot of ink, okay? But if you want to order your own transfers, we do offer gang sheets. And that is also on the front page of our website. We have a gang sheet builder. We have 5 different gang sheets out there. Remember, guys, today I'm talking about sublimation. So if you're interested in sublimation, now's the time to ask us the question so we can answer. And then we're going to direct you right back to the source, so you can go ahead and purchase your sublimation transfers. So for $2 Sublimation Tuesday, we have transfers that are ready to press. We have nurses, we have mom, we have sports, we have faith-based, we have teachers, we have breast cancer, we have Black History, Mardi Gras, man, you name it, we got it. St. Patrick's Day, we got it, okay? And if we don't have what you want, then you can actually order your own gang sheet. So, Elon, how's it going? Thanks for jumping on. Let's see. So we talked about the sublimation gang sheets. We talked about the $2 Tuesday. What's the difference between sublimation and DTF printing? They are like east and west, okay? A DTF printer is not going to even want to talk to you about sublimation, but I'll talk to you about DTF. So DTF is something totally different, okay? DTF, you will actually have ink on a transfer sheet, and once you finish pressing it, you can feel it. DTF is not pressed. DTF is pressed at a lower temperature. It's pressed at a shorter time, okay? DTF is going to either be a hot peel or a cold peel. I need you to take some time. I need you to take some time, Ash, and go to the website and read the blog, okay? Read the blog because that's going to help to explain to you a little bit more about sublimation. But once again, this is ink dye. But I can take that DTF and I can pick at it and I can stretch it and I can crack it and it'll peel. Okay. What's going on, Steven? Thanks for jumping on. So there's so many different issues with that, or differences, excuse me, I should say. Sublimation has to be on polyester. It has to be on a white or a light color if you want to get a full vibrant look. Because you have a full vibrant transfer, you have to use a white because there's no white ink in sublimation. Okay. That's a great question though. But I really need you to do your own due diligence, do your research. We gave you a resource that you can check and see. Go to our site, read about the sublimation on our blog, and you'll get a chance to see what it is. And hopefully it'll make sense to you. Now, people have been sublimating for years. Sublimation is probably the oldest process out there. Okay. Some people probably think it might be HTV. It's not. Now, here's the thing. Sublimation was not always made available to people. Okay. Sublimation wasn't always made available to the average crafter. So many people couldn't sublimate from home. They didn't have the smaller heat presses. As a matter of fact, t-shirt making itself wasn't available for regular people because they had these big bulky heat presses. Now everybody can do shirts, garments. They can sublimate things. Okay. There's seven things, seven things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's going to make your sublimation project pop. 7 things. Now here's the deal. I see Steve is on YouTube and on Instagram. Appreciate you. So here's the deal. I'm going to share these 7 things. But before I do, I need everybody right now to like the video and share the video. Also, I need you guys to consider following us on whatever platform you're on. And then also understand that we're not just on that platform. I'm broadcasting right now to TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So we got Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you. Drop that city and state if you have not done so. Type of number 1 if you're brand new. Type of 2 if you're new to sublimation. That means you've not done it. You've done it less than a year. We're talking about sublimation, how you can get started. So if you're on TikTok, don't make me shut you down. I need you to hit that screen. I need y'all to hit that screen. Double tap. I don't need just watchers. We need people that's going to support us. Okay. Appreciate you. That gets the video out there. That gets it out there with the algorithm. Okay. Now, I know I'm not tap dancing, flipping, and on top of the table dancing. However, I'm going to give you some education about one of the products that we sell. That way you will be able to make a better informed decision about if you want to do sublimation, if you want to try it out, or if you don't. Now, there's 7 things, 7 that's going to make your sublimation project pop. One of them is your printer. Some people are not going to agree with me, but the facts don't lie. There's 2 types of printers that you can use for sublimation. One is an actual sublimation printer, and the other one is not. Most people are using printers and they are converting them. That's not too much of a conversion if you're using the eco tank because they're putting sublimation ink inside. Nothing's wrong with that. One thing that you need to understand is that if you're going to be serious about sublimation, having a printer that's converted may not be your best bet. It may be best to go ahead and invest in a sublimation printer. You're probably saying, well, what's the difference? The print heads. The print head is not made for that ink. I hate to get so technical about it, but it's not. And you're going to get more clogs. You're going to get more clogs. When you see people on social media talking about, I'm getting streaks and I'm getting lines and I'm getting clogs in my print settings and I got to do this. You don't have to do all that with a sublimation printer. A true sublimation printer, you don't have to do that. All right. Your choice, your option, but we're just going over the 7 things that makes your sublimation project pop. So a sublimation printer. The next one is your sublimation ink. Does it matter which ink you have? Yes, if you want a vibrant product, if you want a vibrant project, but you won't know what's different if you don't know. So most people are using the generic brands. They're using the brands that everybody else is using. Okay. Let me see. I've been sublimating a few years and I have a Sawgrass 1000. Thank you for sharing. Now, if you don't mind, can you share your city and state? We're broadcasting out of Columbia, South Carolina. Thank you. I didn't know you was on here. We got a lot of people on YouTube right now. So the There's different types of actual sublimation printers. You may not be ready to invest in one, but if you're going to be doing it, I recommend you get an actual sublimation printer somewhere down the line. Okay, not that the other ones won't work, but you're going to have some issues. Excuse me. You're going to run into some issues. So your sublimation printer matters. Your sublimation ink matters. Now, for the Sawgrass, our ink, we have our own sublimation ink. Our ink is not compatible to the Sawgrass printer. Okay, our ink is compatible to Epson desktop printers. They're compatible to Epson desktop printers. So when people are converting the workforce printers, when they're converting the EcoTank printers, and you say, hey, you know what? I don't want to go to Amazon. I don't want to go to directly to a store to get ink. I want to do business with a small business. We have ink and paper bundles. We have ink and paper bundles. And you can get our ink and our paper bundles from us on our website. This ink is 70 milliliters. That comes in a bundle. We do have ink that is, I believe it's 140 milliliters each, double this. But with the ink and paper bundle, you're going to get this, plus you're going to get one size of either the 8.5 by 11, the 8.5 by 14, the 11 by 17, or the 13 by 19. And you get a piece of 100 sheets of paper with that ink. Why am I talking about our paper? Our ink and our paper, because paper does matter. So we talked about the printer. We talked about the ink. The paper does matter, okay? Our paper doesn't bleed. Our paper does not bleed, okay? I know that probably going to be hard to understand what I mean when I say bleed, but what I'm going to tell y'all is this. If you have to use butcher paper, for those of you who are currently sublimating, if you have to use butcher paper to place over your transfer, your sublimation transfer, to keep the ink from transferring to your palette, your heat press, then that means that your paper is bleeding, and your sublimation paper is sublimating the wrong way. I'm going to say that one again. Grand Rising, thanks for jumping on. If you're using sublimation paper that bleeds, that means that your transfer, your paper that you're using, is sublimating in reverse. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your paper's sublimating in reverse. Y'all probably thinking that sublimation paper is supposed to bleed. Well, when I first started, and this is what crafters say, when I first started, my girlfriend, my guy friend, or the person or the group that I was in, that I was crafting with, they said to go buy this brand paper. And they told me that I need to make sure I use butcher paper so the ink doesn't bleed. How do you fix it? You stop the bleeding by buying our paper. Our paper doesn't bleed. And that may be a very simple answer. It sounds simple, but it is a simple answer. The simple fix is to stop using the paper that doesn't bleed and use our paper, because you're spending more and more money on different things. So you want to know how much? Go to the website, honey. Go to the website. I'm not trying to hide prices. I'm not trying to hide the prices. But if you go here and you scroll on the first page, you'll see on the first page, you'll see how to get to our paper. It's going to say sublimation paper and supplies, or sublimation paper and essentials. Okay. That's what you want to do. It comes individual. You can get the paper. You can get the paper in 100 sheets like this. You can get the paper, and this is fast dry. So all of our sheets of paper are fast dry. We got, like I said, we got 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14, 11 by 17, and 13 by 19. This is a roll, a sublimation paper roll. We're going to get back to this. This is tacky. This is not fast dry. This is 8.5 inches. And then also, this is also tacky. This is for 13-inch wide printers, okay? Also, tacky is not fast dry. Now, why am I talking about paper? Because paper matters. Somebody told you it didn't matter. They lied. And I don't know why, because most people are not getting paid from the companies that they're sharing. These big box companies that you're sharing that information, and you're sharing those bad products, those subpar products, the products that are making you buy more stuff to use it. I'm gonna give you guys a scenario. If you make a purchase because you asked me how much it was, right? How much is it worth for you to get a better product and also save money? Because the paper that you probably, in fact, do us a favor. Let's be transparent. Let's be transparent. What brand of paper are you currently using right now? Talk to me. Type it in the comments. What brand of paper are you currently using? I promise whoever's paper that you're using right now, they're not on social media, not like this. They're not on social media. We've done several different demonstrations with our paper and that paper, Georgette. And that paper does definitely bleed. See, when you get a paper that when you print it, it looks very vibrant, is one of two things that's happening. You either have your ink turned up high, where you're putting a lot of ink on there, or that paper's giving you the false narrative that your transfer, that when you actually press that transfer, that's going to be vibrant and bright. I see on TikTok, they don't want to play. So whoever's doing sublimation on TikTok, they don't want to tell me what paper they're using. But it doesn't matter, because I know most people are either using a paper that bleeds or it doesn't bleed. There's only two papers that I know that don't bleed, and ours is one of them. So if you're not using our paper, you're most likely using a paper that bleeds. Now, you may not want to hear this, but what's going on is this. What's happening is they told you that you only had to pay $17, $18, $19 for paper. And they're going to give you a whole 110 sheets. And you're thinking, man, I'm getting a deal. But then you got to go run out and buy some butcher paper. Or you got to go run out and buy some parchment paper. So you just spent $20 on some sublimation paper. And then you got to spend another $15, $20 on some parchment paper or butcher paper. You don't need parchment or butcher paper here. So now, when you think about it, you're not saving money. You have fallen into the trap that sublimation group for beginners and that administrator has said, hey, use this paper. And most likely because they are, guess what? Either an affiliate of that company, they're getting paid, or they've never tried anything else and they don't know what right looks like. When it comes to doing sublimation, all of your supplies matter. Absolutely. I didn't finish yet. But you're on point. Okay. So we're talking about the paper. We provide our own sublimation paper. It is the bleed-free sublimation paper. We just rebranded it, but you're only going to get the bleed-free package. It's going to say the bleed-free package in 8.5 by 11. Everything else is going to be old packs, but it's the same thing. Okay. A-sub paper does bleed. It bleeds a lot. Hippo paper bleeds. It bleeds. Koala paper bleeds. Should I go on? It bleeds. Okay. So now, printers matter. Ink matters. Sublimation papers matter. The other thing, TTP. I did 3 already, and I just threw three at you. TTP, temperature, time, pressure. That's why a lot of people run away. That's why a lot of people run away from sublimation. As a matter of fact, you were walking towards sublimation. I said I wanted to try it. I'm going to try it. As soon as you realize that it's a different temperature, a different time, and a different pressure, and it ghosted on you, you quit. You gave up because you said, man, I'm not wasting that money. I'll just go do something easier. But see, sublimation, the process sets you aside. It sets you apart from different people. It's kind of like an IQ, right? Everybody that has a high IQ, they really ain't that, they may be intelligent IQ wise, but it sets them aside. It's going to take some thought process to learn how to sublimate. So you marching to sublimation. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all ran to sublimation and then they punched you right in the stomach because you went to a sublimation for beginners group and they didn't give you the whole spiel. And because social media is making us lazy, because we're doing what we want to do and we're saying, hey, somebody's on here and I'm going to, I saw the question. I'm getting to it. Because people are coming on here asking questions and not doing their research, that question can be really answered quickly by a simple Google search. I could sell you a printer, but it may not be the best printer for your budget. Think about it. A sublimation printer. Brothers make sublimation printers. Epson makes sublimation printers. Sawgrass makes sublimation printers. You choose. You choose. But there's no somebody telling you what to do. I think we got to get out of that process. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but we have a lot of people who are not going to do their due diligence, and they're going to ask for answers, but I'm answering questions about our products. So if you want to ask about our products, we're going to deal with that. All right. So temperature, time, pressure, it matters with sublimation. As a matter of fact, it matters with all transfer processes, but specifically with sublimation, you're not going to get away with it if it's not enough pressure. It's not. You're not going to get that. So we do sell a F170. This is an Epson F170 sublimation printer. I know it probably looks like an eco tank, but we have this printer already set up in a bundle in the back. So if you're interested, you can go to the website and you can buy that printer. It comes with the bundle. You're going to get some paper with it and some ink as well. Okay. Here's the thing though. Temperature, pressure, temperature, time, and pressure matters. So now, if you don't have the right temperature, time, and pressure, you are going to ruin your sublimation project. It's not something that you just pick up automatically. It takes time. All right. It definitely takes time. However, if you are diligent and you do your research and you practice, you can get better. Nobody can teach you how to sublimate over the internet. Please, ladies and gentlemen, they can talk about the different things, the different strategies and different things about sublimation, but nobody can teach you pressure. I can tell you the temperature. I can tell you the time. It's still going to be based off your heat press, right? It's going to be based off your equipment. The last thing, so we talked about the printer, the ink, the paper, the temperature, time, and the pressure. That's 6 things. Watch this. Your substrate matters. A substrate is anything that you're going to be sublimating. It can be a fabric. It could be some drinkware. It could be a metal sign. It could be an MDF hardwood. It could be a keychain. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. And Grand Rising to you too, John. Here's the problem. People are wanting to start a business and they're wanting to make money on a budget. I can't help y'all. Where's my coffee at, man? I can't help y'all. You are letting your pocketbooks and your wallets stop you from getting the better products. I'm not saying you got to go out there and go into debt. But if you go out there to shop, for example, for some sublimation paper, okay? If you go out there to shop for some sublimation paper and you see our paper and you see the #1 selling brand in North America's paper that bleeds, and you say, well, you see our paper, the blank spot sublimation paper, is $2 more. Automatically, you think, I'm going to get the cheaper paper. But when you spend $2 less on their paper, you're going to spend $14 or $15 more because you need butcher paper. You need butcher paper. I think the internet may be going in and out. You need butcher paper. So you're not saving money, you're losing money because you're actually measuring once and you're cutting twice. Okay? So let's keep it going. So now you know the 7 things that makes that sublimation project pop. The printer, the ink, the paper, the temperature, the time, the pressure, and the substrate. Somebody said heat press. That's going to be with your temperature and pressure, okay? Because you got to make sure that your heat press is heating up evenly. Got to make sure that it's not warped and it's pressing down evenly. It's a lot of different things. And that's not just for sublimation. That's for any t-shirt pressing process. Any t-shirt pressing process. Now, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not. I'm a little animated, but I'm not a salesperson. My job is to get on here and tell you about our products. I'm not here to convince you to buy our products. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to let you know that you have options. If you want to shop with a small business or a smaller company, then we're it. We're here, we're accessible, and you can talk to us, ask us questions, preferably after you buy. That'd be great to ask. I love answering questions after you buy. I don't like answering questions before you buy, because most times I answer questions before you buy, you go buy them from somebody else, right? We don't want to do that over here, because that's mentally draining. But we don't have a problem answering questions. We don't have a problem with responding to emails or even calling us, okay? So if you guys are just jumping on and you're brand new, this is the blanks spot. That's THEBLANKS Now, the reason why we're called the blanks spot, because when we first got started, all we sold was sublimation blanks and supplies. That's it. All we sold was sublimation blanks and supplies. That was it. And then we grew up. We saw the market, we saw the economy, and then we started doing other things. So now we do other t-shirt transfers. We just recently invested into an eco-solvent printer. So we do adhesive vinyl, and banners, backdrops, things like that. So I'm answering questions. Say it makes sense. Thanks. Alicia, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you. Out of Arkansas. All right. We're from Baton Rouge, so not too far away, but we live in South Carolina now. I have an Epson F170 also. I converted an Eco Tank 15,000. So you're right. I'm getting lines. I wish you weren't getting lines. I really do. And if you become our customer, I promise you that I will do my best to help you to alleviate that line issue. There's a couple things you can do, right? There's a couple things that you can do, but it may fix it and it may not. Sounds like to me that you're printing with too much, you're printing too fast. Your print settings are off. That's what it seems like. But see, on your 170, you don't have to worry about print settings. So you know that. And you got that 15,000 because you wanted to be able to print wider than 8.5 inches, right? Okay. So now, hey, Phyllis, how you doing? It's been a minute. So now, here's the option for anybody who has a small format printer, whether it is a converted printer or whether it is an actual sublimation printer. Here's an option. Y'all ready? We sell gang sheets. We sell sublimation gang sheets. We have a 13 by 40 inch gang sheet. We have a 24 by 24 inch gang sheet. We have a 24 by 60 inch gang sheet, a 44 by 40 inch gang sheet, and a 44 by 60 inch gang sheet. You can upload whatever design you want to that gang sheet. Size it on our software, on our website, and we'll print it for you. It does two things. One, it alleviates the pain financially of having to go and purchase a printer. That's number one. Okay? That's number one. I look forward to it, Chopper. It alleviates the pain of buying a printer and then learning how to maintain that printer, because maintaining a printer can be expensive. One person over here said they're getting lines. They're getting lines on their printer while they're printing. Ink costs money. Paper costs money. So if that's you, you don't need a printer to sublimate. We have $2 Sublimation Tuesday every Tuesday. And if you want to shop in between, the prices are still not that much. They're reasonable. If you want to do a gang sheet, you can do that as well. What's going on, Hitch? It's been a minute, man. Happy New Year to you. So now, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm only here to tell you what we offer. So we talked about $2 Sublimation Tuesday. That's going to last until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're doing sublimation and you don't have any idea what you're doing, you don't have a printer, you want to order from us, you have that option. Here's the website. The next thing, I talked about our sublimation paper. We have it in, and I didn't tell you, anybody that has a 24-inch printer, this is fast drying 24-inch sublimation paper. Okay, that's on the road. Got some comments on here. Converted to 7840. Okay, so that means that you got to replace your chips every time the print goes out. We sell chips as well. Just so you know, we sell the chips. So now, I need another count because we have more people that popped on. Type a number 2 in the comments if you're new to sublimation. You've been doing this for less than a year. You're new. Type a number 2. Anybody out there Got a number 2. You new to sublimation. And one of the biggest problems that I've seen for people who are new to sublimation, they have a problem with finding great sublimation blanks. Okay? I get it. I understand. You're looking for great sublimation blanks. I saw something and I missed it. And I apologize. Somebody said something about Alibaba, and I wanted to respond to it. Maybe I just missed it. I don't know. I may be seeing things. I think I was probably seeing things. No, we do not sell. So the 7710 doesn't you don't need to replace the chips on the 7710. You need a chip resetter. We discontinued those. Let's see. So if you are new to sublimation, one of the biggest things, the biggest issues that people have is finding great quality sublimation blanks. So what we did was we created some sublimation mystery boxes. I told you we're talking about sublimation today. Sublimation mystery boxes. So we every time, it never fails, right? We got 3 different types of boxes, and it never fails. The first thing that people ask me when I say we got sublimation mystery boxes, do y'all know what they ask me? Anybody want to take a guess? What do y'all think they ask me when we introduce our sublimation mystery box? I'm going to wait because this is going to be cool. We got sublimation mystery boxes, 3 different sizes. We got one that has 15 items, one that has 20 items, and one that has 25 items. What do you think they always ask about? Thank you, Kim. Nope, not the t-shirt. There you go, John. There you go, Rhonda. They want to know what's in it. There you go, Georgia. They want to know what's in it. I want everybody to do this exercise with me, and I'm going to do it too. I want you to close your eyes. I know you can't see what's in the box now. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. So what's in it is sublimation blanks. And then we're going to go ahead and throw 2 sheets of our sublimation paper in there as well. So the 15 item box is $30. That means that you get 15 sublimation items for $2 each. Cool. The $20 box is the 20 item box is $35. The 20 item box is $35. That's about $1.75 or 71 cents, something like that each. And then we got a 25 item box for $40. That's $1.66 each for what's in the mystery box. You can't do any better than that. So I know that I said it's a mystery. You're searching for $2 Tuesday. So are you here? So what I want you to do, hold on, I'm going to get to that right quick. What I want you to do when you go to the website, matter of fact, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you covered. You ready? You're on IG. You got to get on the website. You got to go to the website. If you don't go to the website, it's not going to pop up like that because it's a collection. It's a collection. So give me a second. This is the benefit of being on Facebook and YouTube. I got my screen. I'm sharing it. So you guys can't see this. So now, when you get to the website, this is what you're going to see. So now what I want you to do is I want you to scroll all the way down. And we got a lot of nice things on the front page. So you don't have to go around looking. And you're going to get to, bam, daily, weekly deals. You're going to click right here on the Sublimation Transfers, $2 Tuesday. Once you click there, you're going to shop from that collection. All right. So you go to the website, theblankspot.com. You don't leave the front page. What you do is you scroll down to the bottom till you see $2 Sublimation Tuesday. And from there, you start shopping. You got to put a minimum of 10 in your shopping cart. When it gets to 10, that's when it's going to give you that discount. Y'all with me? Now, if you was over here, you see it. Somebody says, Chopper says, you setting up? You said it's a great marketing strategy, great sales pitch. Hey, that's all I can do for you. But it is a mystery. But everything that's in here, we've sublimated at least once. So it works. All right. So what I'm going to do for the people that want to know what's in the box, normally I don't do this. So you're probably saying, why are you doing it right now? Because the content. Because when I look at this video later on, I'm gonna say, man, that's some great content. All right, that's why I'm doing it. Y'all ready? I'm doing it because of content. Can y'all see? IG? Can you see? All right, y'all ready? This was in here. That's what's in the mystery box. That's the 25. That's the 25-piece mystery box. That's the 25-piece mystery box. This one has a puzzle. That's an Easter egg puzzle. That one has a puzzle. A fanny pack. Just to let you know it's not in the BS in here. This is a journal that you can sublimate the fronts. A glass. A lanyard. This is a baby bib. Baby bib. Some of this stuff I forgot the names of. It's a tote bag. Okay. This one actually has a sublimation shirt. The list goes on, man. A makeup bag. A wallet. A mouse pad. A wine bag. I'm not picking all that stuff up, man. That's what's in there. It's a lot of stuff, man. So, hold on for a second, y'all. You got it. You got a bandit on here. All right. So, lots of stuff in that box. Now, that's the 25 item box. We also have a 20 and a 15. So what you do, if you want to shop and purchase the mystery box, 15 items, 20 items, or 25, you're going to go to the website. You're going to go to the website and you're going to click on what's new. So I'm sorry, TikTok, once again, y'all losing because y'all over there on TikTok because they told you that's where you need to be. But over here on Facebook and YouTube, I'm able to share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen again. Once I share my screen and I'm going to back out of this, I'm going to share with y'all how to navigate to the what's new. It's on the front page. Okay. So make sure you check out the website. The website is theblankspot.com. As a matter of fact, if you are on TikTok, you can go to the link tree. That's right up under our information, our bio. And you can click on the link that says mystery box. It takes you right to it. So once you get to our website, theblankspot.com, you're going to go to what's new. When you click on what's new, that mystery box is going to be sitting right there in your face looking at you. You see that? We got basketball jerseys, football jerseys. We got T-shirt starter boxes. Got all kind of stuff. Camo jackets, hat presses, heat presses, caps. Man, we got all types of stuff. Let me stop. Because y'all should be going to the website and checking this stuff out. I shouldn't be showing you right now. But here's the thing. Let me get back off of it. My bad. Here's the thing. It is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. And somebody out there wants to learn how to sublimate. But your money is funny and your change is strange. Your budget is stretched beyond repair. One of these mystery boxes is going to help you out with that. The $2 Sublimation Tuesday is also going to help you out with that. We have our own sublimation shirts. As well. 100% polyester with a cotton feel. This is not the old style 1970s with the butterfly collar, satin silk, sublimation shirts. So here's the deal. You get a lot of information on social media every day. Some of that information is great, and some of that information is straight garbage. You should be tired of getting straight garbage. You should be tired of dealing with someone or companies that's just trying to get in your pockets. Do I want to make a sale? Absolutely. We want your business. We don't want your money. Because if we give you a great quality product, if we provide some great customer service, you're going to come back. You're not going to have a choice. Once you try our sublimation paper and you see that it doesn't bleed, you're going to be mad and kicking yourself. And you're probably going to be mad at the person that told you to buy that bleeding sublimation paper. I want you to think about it. There's people out there who are lost in the sublimation lane. And they're following other people that are lost. Have you ever heard of the saying, we're in the same boat? Have you ever heard that? We're in the same boat. Well, what's happening? This is what's happening. You got sublimation people that are in sublimation boats that sublimation lost. They're buying sublimation cheap products, bragging about how they're sublimating to their friends and family, but they're pushing out sublimation junk. And all they have to do is do a little bit of sublimation research to find the blank spot who specializes in sublimation so they can understand how they can boost up their productivity by boosting up their product sales, by boosting up the products that they buy. The biggest thing is this: saving a couple of dollars when I first purchase is not the same as saving altogether. Because I say this again, if you're purchasing a paper that bleeds, then you're going to have to purchase something that's going to protect your heat press from getting dirty. Are y'all with me? Type a number 5 in the comments if y'all with me. Because I don't believe you heard me. I don't think you actually heard me. I think y'all think I'm playing. And I think y'all think that this is a game. But this is our livelihood. Steve said the softest in the industry. Absolutely. I think y'all think it's a game, man. Because of all the stuff that you've heard. And I apologize for our counterparts, the business owners who out here are lying to y'all. But you got to take some responsibility. You got to take some responsibility because you're asking for cheap stuff. You're asking for cheap stuff. So they're giving you what you're asking for. Somebody's got a question. Sushi Roll, what's going on? Sushi Roll. Drop that city and state. Why some transfer paper sticks to the tumblers? Cheap paper. Cheap paper. Your heat press could be too hot, but normally that is cheap paper. Here's the thing. When you're sublimating, especially using the tumbler wrap, when you're doing this tumbler wrap and sublimating, it's pressed in. I want you to look at that paper. I want you to look at that paper, and I want you to see if that paper is not just peeling off, but if it's flaking and burning, getting stuck. Really, Kim? All right. You better tell somebody else. You better get off of here and tell somebody that that's the best jersey you found. What do you recommend? You must be just jumping on. You got to be just jumping on. This is what I recommend. Read that topic. You see that? This is what I recommend. And you're probably wondering where you can find it, right? Go to the link tree. Go to the link tree. So we don't sell just the printer. We don't sell just the printer. Absolutely. I appreciate you. Unfortunately, my man, we don't sell just the printer. Pretty much everything we doing in here is in bundles. Anybody else got something? So today is $2 Sublimation Tuesday. The way that works is you go to the website, theblankspot.com. You scroll down. Once you scroll down, you're going to see $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Once you see $2 Sublimation Tuesday, click on that picture. That's called a collection. Inside that collection, you start shopping. All you have to do is put a minimum of 10 items in your shopping cart. Now, when you order one transfer, you're actually getting 2 of the same ones. So don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. Don't say I want to get 5. I want to get 6 of these. If you want 6 of these, just order 3. Let's see. Yeah, bills got to get paid. Bills got to get paid. Let's see. What else? Appreciate it. I converted the Epson 8550 printer. Okay. That's not an issue. Using a converted printer is not an issue until you have issues. So our sublimation paper does not need an ink profile like some sublimation papers. I believe there was a gentleman that put sublimation paper out a while back. It had an ink profile, or he put ink out and the ink profile was married to the paper. I think Sawgrass is like that as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to misspeak, but I think Sawgrass's ink and its paper is bound together. But we have lots of Sawgrass customers. Our paper does not need an ink profile. So when somebody says, well, you need the ink profile so it can be more vibrant. When somebody's selling you, just want y'all to think about this. When somebody is selling you a product and they're selling you something that's called proprietary, that means you have to come back to that customer, that business owner. Now, we don't think like that as customers. When you buy something, you should be able to do what you want to with it, or at least know what you can do with it. See, Sawgrass printers can only use Sawgrass formulated ink. And that makes sense. But now you're telling me that I got to use Sawgrass paper too? That don't really make sense. Paper's paper. Paper's paper. You're either going to get a good result or you're not. So, yeah. So $2 Sublimation Tuesday. Go to the website, take advantage of it. We look forward to packing your orders. I think I said a lot. Sublimation, go to the website. If you're new to sublimation, or if you just need a refresher, go to the website and read the blog. It's free to read. It is free to read the blog. Okay? You're welcome. Also, we have lots of other things. So when you go to the website, don't go just looking for one thing, because it's going to be more stuff that you can use. Lots more stuff that you can use. All right. I think that's all. Anybody got any questions for me? No? Cool. So thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it. I know y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all decided to see what we had going on. And that's pretty cool, because that's the type of support that we need. Now, what we need you to do is to become a customer. Becoming a customer is not supporting. Becoming a customer is a transaction. So we want you to go to that website so we can make that transaction. Then what I want you to do is, if you're on TikTok, get off of it. Go to our YouTube, our Facebook, or our Instagram so you can see what's going on. Everything is the blank spot. Go to the YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified. So when we go live, you'll know what's going on. Also, go to our website. There's going to be a pop-up. Go ahead and subscribe to the email list. When you subscribe to the email list, especially if it's your first time, you subscribe to the email list, you're going to get access to a 10% coupon. So check your junk mail or your spam for that 10% coupon that you can use one time to get 10% off. But the email list is going to allow you to be updated on some of the deals that we have. All right. And it helps you stay in touch with us. Like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, when you know better, I see you on the website too. That's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Now, for those of you who are looking, I will see each and every one of you guys at the top, because there's entirely too many people struggling unnecessarily at the bottom. Peace.